Do you memorize a script? If you've done so far, this is going to be the last time. Goodbye to scripts from here on out. I'm going to share with you why. So what's the reason? Let's find out. Memorize your script. It's one of the biggest presentation myths given to new presenters. And the funny thing is, it doesn't just stop with new presenters, it continues on with seasoned presenters. You know, even when I coach some executives in large companies, they still talk about memorizing their script, how I can help them memorize their script. Okay, so great presenters don't memorize their script. They just don't do it. What are the reasons? There are three major reasons why you never want to memorize your script. Reason number one, memorizing your script makes you sound like a robot. Robots don't sound good. No, they sound mechanical. You know, and memorizing your script makes you sound non-human. The human part of you is suddenly going away. Audience does not react very well to perfect presenters, but somebody who memorizes their script sounds like a perfect presenter, and in the end it's a huge turnoff in most cases. So that's the biggest reason probably why you don't want to memorize your script anymore. Reason number two, you do not want to memorize your script. What if you suddenly forget something? What if suddenly you black out and you cannot find your way back to where you were? Then you're suddenly lost. You know, your presentation is over, your speech is over. I've seen it many times before. I'm sure you've seen somebody before. You could tell they memorized their entire script and then they suddenly forgot what they wanted to say. And it's not pretty. You know, in my workshops, it's the worst. People are presenting. It's a very high pressure situation. They're presenting in front of colleagues, in front of people from the same company. And everyone is looking at them, judging them, evaluating them basically. And under the pressure, they sometimes break. And especially the ones who were memorizing their script. You know, they had a script and they memorized it. They're in trouble sometimes, you know, and they blank out and it's not pretty. It's not a good thing. And we always stop them and say, it's okay, this is a training situation, of course it's okay. But they learned a big lesson. Don't memorize your script anymore. You might suddenly, you know, forget everything in the middle. Reason three, what if someone interrupts you? It happens in business presentations all the time. Your audience has a question, they have a comment here, somebody's throwing in a quick joke. You know, it happens all the time. If you memorize your script, there's a high chance you could be interrupted. You know, you could be distracted, and again, you forget everything. And again, you are lost. Yeah, you always in a business presentation, you have to be ready. People will ask you questions. People will interrupt you. That is standard procedure, and you gotta be prepared for that. So memorizing your script does not help with that. So what can you do instead? Well, the best way usually is to move completely away from the script. Either you have your contents on your slides, you know, if you use slides, or the other option is just, you know, instead of writing an entire script, create a list of bullet points of things that you want to talk about. And if you're still earlier in your career as a presenter, or for many, many years you've been so stuck to a full script, it might be tough at the beginning. So at the beginning still, you might have quite long bullet points. So my challenge to you is to minimize these bullet points for every presentation that you give, so that in the end really you can deliver quite a long presentation with just a number of bullet points that you have prepared. What is your experience using a script? You know, how has it benefited you or not benefited you? Comment below, you know, what is your feedback on today's session? And hey, subscribe, boom, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you like it, click the like button, and I see you again for the next video.